PvT then between these two. Last time we casted these two, it was a Clem victory, right? If I'm not mistaken. As we have in the bottom right side, Blue Terran player Cure. Yeah, he lost 0-3 in a WardiTV Mondays to Clem, playing Protoss not so long ago. So we'll see if we learn anything from that as we get this up and running. Game 1 of this best of 3 as we kick this off and we get this underway. And we'll have to see what happens. The start of this one. Probes moving about. Engineer Bay barracks coming over. We get settled down for a couple of moments. The probes are going to come through. Just seeing our a little bit of setup with the engineering bay block going to be doubled up by Q. So if Clem just pulls the probes, 5 of them, and he's going to force that SCV away. But double engineering bay blocking here. Q trying to put a disruption to Clem's game plan. Feeling as though maybe that if he can disrupt Clem's game plan, that might be the best course of action for him here. I don't hate the concept. I think there's a lot of logic behind it. We'll see if it can come true. There's the SCV. We'll go chasing the probe. And next is just going to drop down into play. The Cyber Core is coming up as well. Settled down again. Nexus Simulator is going to be coming up. It's going to be seeing the probe moving across on the other side. CC will build from Cure, and obviously Clem will get his Nexus on the way too. And there's going to be a couple of Marines with the Hellion. Starport now building from Cure as well. See how big he goes on the Hellion counter if he switches into Widowmine production. Sometimes you build one Hellion to help with this first Adept, and then you can kind of go from there as the Adept pulls over. And the Starport coming through, the CC coming online, Twilight Count's still building up. Alien coming around. It's going to be seeing the Adept going to chase, and that Hellion taking a couple nibbles. Adept is going to get on it, clean it up. Yeah, reasonable scout all the way into the main base, gets to see the Twilight Council, so pretty decent. It's going to be there. Adept getting pushed around the other side. Probes jumping into the assimilators. Siege tank Marines continue to come through for a couple of moments. The medevac moves into this main base where we begin to unload, and those Marines get to go down, chase those Stalkers off a little bit. He's continuing through 3 probes, taking damage. Probes going down, the Marines still chasing. I mean, this is pretty bad already for Clem, right? You lose 8 probes, your Stalkers are hurt already, which kind of sucks. Now, yes, you clean up everything, but 8 probes? It's a pretty hefty price to pay for cleanup at this stage of the game, and Clem definitely going to be in a little bit of trouble here. As Blink finishes, he'll get across the map. We know Clem loves playing the Blink, so we'll get into that Blink, we'll get across the map, and we'll see what he can do next. Again, bunker fills up. The barracks and the engineering bay continue to come over. Stalker's going to gather around. Thanks to the fire, Stalker's taking hits, a couple of probes going down on the other side once again as Clem has had to evacuate his natural mineral line from the Ravens, so that's going to be Q. Continue to pile on the pressure for Clem. Looks as though the Stalker's going to blink in for the siege tank here, don't love that, and he needs some bad shots as well. Clem is getting absolutely, well, slashed apart here in this game one. It is going horrifically for him, quite frankly. Whereas the users going to repair up the bunker, charge still coming online. Deepo's going to hit, Deepo's going to take some damage. Now we're going to see the Marines getting over there. Oh, even more Stalkers going down. Clem with some uncharacteristically rough micro at the moment. I think just a little bit desperate to do damage following the damage he took, and because of that he's trying to push it a little bit further than he might typically. Marauder Madvac still coming through, Stim Combat +1 coming up as well. Again, charge coming up, extra gates coming in, the Immortal coming by. Marauder Medevac coming about, the Stim Combat +1 coming through as well as the Bioforce Secure gets to the top. We're just going to be seeing the Stalkers taking a few shots of damage. We go back and forth for a few moments. We get up toward that third base as one tank sieges. Q with a push here, which I think ends the game because, let's be realistic, we've seen what's happened so far. It has not been great for Clem at all. He's been losing units consistently, so it's really not been ideal. I mean, if he cleans this up, I will call it something of a miracle. Does charge into the bottom side. One tank goes down. Just going to be seeing the other tanks taking some damage. Fire will clean up. Yeah. We get rid of 2 tanks out of 4, and the Bioforce is still there. Here is going to take a comfortable game 1. Early game damage transcends. Number 2, he's going to stick to Protoss, as we have got up. In the bottom left-hand side is our blue Terran player, Pure. In the top right, our red Protoss, it is Clem trying to get back on track here. With the straight up proxy T-Rex, once again super aggressive in this second game. Clem will come across and we'll notice no barracks at least. That goal coming online. Zeld coming about. Got ourselves settled in for a few moments. Well, SCV's coming about. Obviously, the Marauders here. Time for us to go pushing forward. SCV just going to go chasing. Probe takes damage. Couple Marauders going to step forward. Clem, just because he knows what's up, has decided he's going to have an expansion. He's just going to build a robo. He's going to be super safe against this. It's going to turn into a weird game. Kua goes back without doing much. Factor on the way. Near to play with an expansion just yet. The gas steal is interesting as well from Clem because it does limit what you can do as Kua right now. Obviously, the mutant units are out on the map as well, so until you come back, and with these units, you just can't have a second gas. CC starts, Starport starts, Clem goes into a prism and will get his expansion started. So we'll get this underway right now too. As we settle down here for this game, the simulator will get cleaned up, and that should free the way for the next few moments. T-Rex is going to drop into the main base next few moments. Again, Nexus coming about, Twilight Council coming through. Wouldn't mind. He gets burrowed, gets rid of a Zealot. Now the Stalker's going to play the dodging game as Clem. That's why Clem is great, right? And there's nothing to really zone these units, especially like, I mean, basically the Widow Mines, but the Widow Mines obviously have been kind of just getting cleaned up. We burrow that mine that's on cooldown. I think he should have been able to put that back in the medevac. Clem with great micro here. The Stalkers again dodging away via the War Prism, making sure none of the Widow Mines hit. Just continue to pull back. The SCVs are going to pull forward, and we are going to see Clem just begin to micro out of this main base. Again, beautiful, clean attack out of Clem. He lost a Zealot in this game so far, and he got, you know, a couple of Widow Mines here. A bunch of SCVs went down. Just a beautiful attack from Clem, as per usual. Fire gathers up on the high ground, so we get joined together there. Medevac loads up a couple. We are going to see the Stalker's going to go after the Orbital Command as well. Going to push straight onto this. Fire gathers. Again, the orb will continue to come through. So let's continue to gather there. We'll look to see what they can try and find for themselves as we have ourselves the Viking nearby, the bio gathering up. Stalker just blinks straight through. Gonna find a couple of medevacs, obviously siege tanks as well. We lose quite a lot of Stalkers though, so this is a pretty expensive blink right there as we lose a good amount. Again, the prison coming about, the forge coming over. Now we're going to see the observer getting knocked down as well. Viking and Bio gathering, the observer moves into the main base. And a couple tanks gather, the Viking overhead. Stumpack still coming through, the medevac finishing shortly. +1 attack and charge building on the side of Clem as he settles down with 3 bases, still controlling this map with the Stalkers, able to sit just out the front. Stim is going to be finishing soon, but man, the fact charge is already on the way. You got to think that Clem is going to be feeling pretty confident about his position here. I think he's got to like where he's at right now. Going to use the prison with the 4 Stalkers inside. Clem going to start the storm as well as he feels comfortable to continue coming through. And the Stalkers will just gather. +1 storm charge all coming up. Concussive shells and combat shield coming through as well. So we bring that all into play. Fight moves out. Just going to be seeing our storm now +1. Coming around. Again, Immortal. Nexus continue to come through. The couple of Zealots coming in. The Robot Bay coming online. +1 attack upgrade about to finish. As that Stim will move through. Zealots will charge up. Storm comes down. Storm hits more Pro students than anything else. We do get rid of his tank. But it might as well do okay against the Zealots as Clem continues to push back into his 2 bases. The fact that Clem's taken a 4th during this. As the Zealots warp in, we poke at the front a little. Orbital command coming through. And that would be an eventual 3rd base. If we survive that long, Storms will have a lot to say about this as we start to force the Terran player back. The Terran player not fighting during some of those storms. Archon's now morphing and Immortal shows up. I have an interesting blink downwards there from Clem. He warps in another huge round of Zealots. My goodness, 8 more Zealots. If you're just going to say GG, he's force fielded out of his natural right now. And he is just going to be tapping out as Clem takes the 2nd game of the series. So we do get tied up here between the rest of this tournament catch-up on Saturday. So if you want to watch the rest of this, you can join us on Saturday for some games. Should be some good fun. I would love to see you guys there. In the bottom left-hand side, our blue Terran player is Cure, taking on the red Protoss. In the top right, it is Clem. Really is fully committed to the idea of playing Protoss still in PvT. So let's follow a probe across the map as Clem starts off with the scout here. The 3rd game of this series to see what's going on. So next is dropping down, Cybercore coming up. SCV will nibble at the probe there. Again, the Cybercore coming through, the Nexus on the way. Command center and reactor building as we speak, as we get all of this up and rolling right now. And that comes journeying across. Adept is going to go shading through. And a couple of Marines going to be there to push the Adept back the other way. Hellion on the way once again, as the factory gets put to use in a way that will allow you to help deal with the Adepts a little bit more easily. We'll go straight to the Widow Mines after that, so a lot of what we've kind of been seeing in previous moments. So shouldn't be coming up as too much of a surprise just yet. Again, that blink and that warp gate all coming through. Starport is going to be producing the medevac, and that dropship will allow us to get across the map and start applying some pressure here, hopefully, as the Terran player onto our Protoss side of the map. Hellion is going to come running through, in fact, in the end, and just go looking straight through. Coming onto a couple of those workers. Going to get one. Clem struggling to catch up with that Hellion. Meanwhile, the Adepts at the front will start to try and get some Marines, but we're going to lose one Adept as well, so things are going a little bit wrong here so far. Not exactly ideal, not great at the moment. It's coming about one more time. The medevac, sorry, the Adept is just about getting away. The medevac is out and it is flying across the map, so we are ready to go put some Widow Mine pressure on the other side. Mines coming moving across. How prepared is Clem? No blink yet, so the Widow Mines will get burrowed. They will be able to go for a probe each. We're going to unburrow. One will fire. We reburrow that fired Widow Mine, which is scary. Got one Widow Mine left here. Going to give a probe for it. We're going to lose a Stalker, actually. Just a little bit of a shame. Actually goes for the probe in the end. I wonder if Q assumes that was actually... I think that was actually very smart by Clem. I actually think that was actually a Giga Brain move. If I'm not mistaken, what I think Clem just did is he said, hey, please shoot at this Stalker. He was like, you know what? Like, here, have a Stalker. Who walks a Stalker into a Widow Mine confidently like that? Nobody. Because no one wants to lose a Stalker. Losing one probe is way better off. But Clem walked the Stalker onto, and he's like, you know, please shoot at this Stalker. Which forced Q to say, oh my god, I can still get a probe. And so he took the probe kill instead. Now, obviously, the idea is if the Stalker is... I mean, Q could have continued to flick back and forth. Is it smart from Clem? Does it do anything? It forces a probe to die. He would have blink soon. It allows him to get his probes back mine sooner because Q is like, oh no, you're just going to blink away. I may as well take a probe while I can still get a probe. I think it gets Clem back mining a little bit sooner. I wonder if that's actually what happened there, because that... Well, it feels a little bit weird otherwise, right? And it's very weird for Q to also say, oh, I'll take the probe, because he's clearly assuming blink is done. Yeah, very interesting. Marines and tanks coming through. A couple stalkers get pushed around. Big push from Kure trying to get forward. Well, try and secure the third base location. Does he want to get across the map? We're not far from those upgrades kicking in. That is typically where you want to potentially make things happen. Marines, tanks trying to push up towards the upper right. Secure doesn't want to get in position right now. Clem, booked with charge out stalkers, couple sentries involved. He does have an immortal to back him up. That's the prism out onto the map, so we'll see if he wants to choose the counterattack there or what his plan may be. Probes going down as we get back in for a little bit of Raven harass. WardiTV is actually doing very well here. 5 workers going down as Clem will have, like I say, the prism in position. We'll see if he can do anything with that sooner rather than later. Prism sets up, a couple of Zealots going to come through. SCV's taking damage. Bio stepping forward. We'll see the Stalkers able to drop down a siege tank. The Bio continues through. Zealots getting chased away. Stalkers getting jumped on. The Immortal goes down. Our Ghost still coming up here from Kure. Plus to attack and extended thermal lance on the way as well, as we do see the Zealots unloading into the mineral line. A few SCVs begin to drop. Kure is losing 10 workers. The counterattack is already working wonders. Clem, I'm not sure about the Colossus in the middle of the map. I think that might be a mistake. Some professional analysis is going to say that the 2 Marines are killed was probably not worth the commitment. But the Zealots keep coming here. Now Kure is attacking up the right-hand side. Clem is down a lot of army supply. Losing that Colossus especially has got to be a little bit concerning. Marion's still coming about. We get a couple of Vikings on the way. We'll actually clean out that Warp Prism, so they will fall. Fire continuing across. The Stalkers are going to come through. Medivacs load up, and we will go down to the bottom side, so they're just going to bring themselves back down there. Again, Vikings, Marines, and Marauders coming up. A couple Widow Mines coming over as well. Plus 2 attack and extended thermal lance coming in on the side of Clem, so he's still bringing that up. Probe facility, a couple of Zealots coming through. This army of Clem continues to press forwards into the center. The couple of depots in the bunker coming about. Just going to grab this Zealot as well. Just going to grab that straight away. The mines here will step through as well as the Bioforce starts to hit a few of those Stalkers. So all Stalkers taking hits again. The Ghosts continue to produce. Power up that one mine. Just going to get the probe here. Come up around the right side. And stepping through. A couple of Widow Mines going to get burrowed. The tank is sieged. We'll see a couple of Zealots getting jumped on. Stalkers. Going to get EMP Zealots as well. A lot of units getting caught right there. Just going to be seeing a couple of Colossus continue to try and step through. Stalkers continue to come about. The sentries coming over. Colossus as well. I mean, Clem doing a decent job of fighting this back. Again, getting a couple of Colossus in play and keeping those in play can do so much for you. That's why it was such a shame to see the first one going down. Until we see a better Viking count, I think these Colossus will carry Clem a little bit. Eats an EMP here. Still has a few Zealots that are trying to make their way through. A lot of this Bio Army low HP. Raven turns around out of energy and just dies. No real need for that. Bit of a shame, as the Zealots will go down. Widow Mine's going to strike, but we blink away. Just a couple of units going down in the end. Clem has lost so much more than Kure in this game. Still down a ton of army supply. And this is what Clem's PvT looks like so often, actually, where it's like, it doesn't feel like he should have the potential to push through and to push on in. And yet here he is, being the aggressor, being the player to, you know, bring power into this, being the guy who brings a bit of fight into life. See the Stalkers going to try and turn the Vikings around once again. Clem knows these 3 Colossus can do a lot of work as long as they can stay alive. Stalkers get rid of one of the Vikings, so the Colossus get a little bit more longevity. Some Zealots show up to reinforce, and with that reinforce, we are going to push the bio back a little further. Clem's 3 Colossus still committing on through. Command Center on the 4th base, or what would be the 4th base building, and halted in production because of the pressure here as well. We try and come around from a different direction, going down the bottom. Splits a Zealot off to try and eat up a Widowmine shot, but decides not to take it in the end, just going to back it away. Widowmine is good, landing on a couple of those Zealots. The Bio unit's still pressing up. EMP comes down. Comes in the main base, by the way. Drop in here with the Prism. And it's going to force a lot of units to come and respond to this. And in responding to that, it frees up the army. Potentially have a little bit of a better chance pushing through. What might have been a flank on this force is now dealing with the main base pressure. Clem is up to 82 workers versus 66 SCVs. His upgrades are amazing. I actually didn't really realize how good his upgrades are. +3, +2 to 1-1. Those upgrades are incredible for Clem. And no wonder this force has been able to do so well despite the numbers not really, showing up in Clem's favor. This really is just 4 Stalkers and 4 Colossus though. Like, this feels like he can die so quickly, but Clem is microing it with extreme prowess, and I just think he's doing a fantastic job of just keeping those Colossus safe. I have to click on these Colossus and see what they've been able to do in this game as one dies at about 10 kills, 11 kills. This Colossus in the back at 18 kills. Q just says GG, he's just losing everything. Those Colossus were absolute MVPs for Clem. Each and every one pulled their weight, and that upgrade difference obviously allowing so much